Hi, welcome to Transition Awareness Breathing Podcast. It's me, Eartha. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I would like to talk a little bit about, maybe I could phrase it, when you are established in your mindfulness practice. And what I mean by established is that you have some sort of routine in practicing a mindfulness activity on a regular basis. Research has found that many people who are trained in mindfulness, they tend to not practice or don't have sustained practice after they're trained. Like, when you get a new car and you're keeping it clean and you're taking it to the car wash, it's all nice and spick and span on the inside. And then over a period of time, especially when the car gets its first ding, the car is used as a means of transportation, but the amount of attention that we put towards keeping that new car look kind of fades away. And so with mindfulness practice, it seems that after, we are taught in mindfulness, the initial phase is like really exciting. And after a period of time, the regular practice seems to fade away. That was one of my missions a long time ago, was how do I sustain my practice? And, after I've taken all these mindfulness courses and certification courses to teach children, teens, and adults. And so that's one reason why I do these podcasts, is so that I can share with you basic and maybe out of the box mindfulness activities, mindfulness skills, and the techniques and information that I provide is research-based, evidence-based, and I offer it to you as an education so that you can use in your toolbox to manage stress, anxiety, lack of focus. And there's all kind of different other areas that you can use mindfulness with. With my group, my little children's group, the main focus, a lot of parents put their children in my program, is to increase focus. You can imagine, after a long day in class, and then they come for a mindfulness class. They are such a delight, and I so enjoy teaching my little tap friends. Hi, guys! If you guys happen to look at your parents looking at my podcast, I am so proud of them. The age groups I teach, it starts in kinder and goes up to preteens. And I am amazed because the evidence, and this is why I like evidence-based practice. And I think I do that because I'm a nurse, and that's the way I'm trained to do things that way, that shows consistent results. It works. It has worked every single time, every single activity. Some activities are a little bit more challenging than others to teach because each child is different, each class is different. And so it's my responsibility to be flexible and to use my creativity to get the information across to my little students. One thing that is very important when I teach my students is to eliminate a fear of punishment or reprimand or judgment. And so right now, I am looking at a lot of different creative ways to help them sustain their practice. I think a major point of helping my little tap friends sustain their practice is to help their parents encourage them through a practice. Sustaining the practice. Once you build your routine, or once you have your favorite mindfulness skills that you want to use, what next? What does that mean? For me, and this is going to be a little bit more personal because I'm setting myself up to you as an example. You might do something different. I don't know what everybody is doing in the mindfulness community, but I do know, according to research, sustainability of practice is a challenge, and I just love learning and reading about all the creative things other practitioners of mindfulness are doing. So this is Eartha. This is what I'm doing. In the morning, I have a routine where I engage in a mindfulness practice. Um, Mindfulness for me is also, it bridges a spiritual connection in my world. And that is very important. I think the mindfulness practice has helped me grow more focused and to be aware of distractors that can interfere with my spiritual growth. That's part of my life. It may, and it grows into other parts of my life, but that's just the primary part. One of the tools, and I think is important, is for sure concentrating on your breath. And when I first started the practice, I I thought, how are you going to concentrate on your breath? I mean, it's an automatic thing. I mean, but it's more than just paying attention to your breathing. It's paying attention to the quality, the rhythm, and maybe not even paying attention to that. Paying attention to the movements of your body as you breathe is bringing a focus to the mechanisms of your breath. Even if it's like putting your hand on your chest and just paying attention to the chest rise and fall, and just being aware, not even counting. The counting, the relaxation breathing, the counting, each one of those skills, those breathing skills, is very good for different parts of, our busy day, anxiety, and things like this. But if we're just paying attention to a mindful breath, that's our focus, that's our anchor. And so when different challenges comes, and we may not be in a studio. I mean, not many of us have the luxury or the finance to have a studio subscription. And maybe you have it on your app, on your phone, or your device, but some people don't. And um, so what do you do? So you learn this practice and you have a routine, even if it's just 5 minutes. It could be a mindful breath. It could be the anchor exercise or the train exercise, whatever. But after you get that down pack and it's part of your routine, and you know that you've grown in your awareness of what's going on, then what? What do you do with that time? Because you feel what happens is the anxiety goes away, or the nervousness or the worry goes away. And so you see things in a different perspective. And so you find that you are more productive, you pay attention to things going around you. And it doesn't mean things get less busy. It just means that you're able to work smarter. And so what I do is I write. That's me. And so where do I find the time to write? And I usually find the time to write when things are going on. And so instead of worrying or doing negative activities that could interfere with my concentration or distract me and doing harmful things to my health, eating too much or whatever, or not moving around much, I write. And so that's what I do. And sometimes it's a hard start because there's so much going on and getting my thoughts in order and things like that. But then that's an activity that I'm participating in. And as I am getting my thoughts and writing, doing research, I'm paying attention to the breath. I give myself a certain amount of time and then I leave it alone. And I give myself permission that I don't have to finish the whole project in one day or 1 hour or a half an hour. It's just progress. And after I give myself that time, it feels good. It feels like a sigh, a relief, a breath. And so with that, I would like to share a little bit about my new book. And before I get into my new book, I'm wondering if I'm sending a message that maybe I'm not really intentionally trying to send, but that every time I have a book, it's because something's going on. Not really, but it gets me started. And so there's some other books I would like to write, but as I know that I have other things, on my plate, this book that I wrote is kind of helping me get out some thoughts that has been kind of lingering and clogging up a lot of my thoughts. And so I felt like I got to get this out of my brain. I was sharing that with one of my friends. It's like I've had this information and these thoughts, and I feel like I just have to get it out. And so I write. So anyway, my new book is called When Two Worlds Collide. And it is a book about energies. Imagine you are in your office and your company has been doing a lot of layoffs. I mean, times are rough. And you get to your cubicle and there's a letter. And that a lot of your friends have also come into the office, saw a letter on their desk, and the next thing you know, they were packing up their things and heading out the door. That's a real life scenario for me. It happened. I was working at a company, many envelopes were passed out and many people just began packing up. And I must say, that was a type of stress I had never experienced in my life. To see a downsizing, layoffs, and eventually a business closing because of bankruptcy. I start my book off like that. And so I'm going to let you get the book and read what happens. And that's the end of part 1. But before I let you go, I would like to invite you to be aware of the emotions of the situation. I don't know if you've ever been fired or laid off, or maybe a relationship that ended. I would just want us to recognize the difficulty that this situation causes as far as the tensions in our bodies, the relationships to those who we love. And I want to take you on a journey, a practice, that the goal of this practice is to recognize our emotions and to release tension, to release anger, to release the reminiscing of blame or shame, to anchor your focus right now on your breath. Just for a moment as we close and gather our thoughts without judgment, taking a breath in your nose and just release it. Bringing your attention and your awareness to the movement of your body as you breathe. Pay attention to your shoulders, your chest, your stomach. And as you exhale, as you breathe out, blow away all the tension, all the anger, all the frustration, all the hurt, all the shame, all the animosity. Because picture in your mind the energy that surges through every part of your body with the negative energies. The negative energies is here for a purpose. When we build something positive, sometimes we have to tear down and break away from where we're at. And so to recognize this energy that may not be positive as we're going through this experience, to recognize what it is, and then exhale the breath with the negativity. And then with the next breath, inhaling, turning that negative energy into positive. The positive perspective of this is a chance for a new start. Thank you for joining me as we end our practice. I want to leave you with, as you exhale, allowing your body to melt, to take away the positivity, take away the lessons learned, and come back and join me again next time. Have a great day.